That is wheat, Your Highness. Wheat.
What?
Wheat.
What?
Wheat.
What?
Wheat.
What?
Wheat.
What?
Is getting all the resources you need to level your castle a pain, and would you like a detailed guide to help you set up efficient farms? Hey guys, this is Heretic, and in this guide I'll walk you through the full detailed process of setting up farm accounts, growing them, and configuring them so that you can get the absolute most from them. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. It helps the channel and my ability to produce videos like this. And with that, let's get started.
Count up the loot, call up the troops. We coming through, we coming through.
All right, to do this the way that I like to do, and people do it, set up farm accounts in different ways. Some people go crazy with tons of accounts, or, they have a different setup. In general, you'll need 8 accounts as a minimum, and it's 2 for food, 2 for wood, 2 for stone, 2 for iron. What I like to do is have another account that is my collector, or my depot as it's sometimes referred to. So the way that works in War and Order is for each binding, you can have 2 characters associated with it. So in my setup, you'll need 5 total accounts, email accounts or whatever you're going to use to bind it. So we're going to go, and this works for both iOS and for Android. You'll have to do this step. So you'll want to go through and you'll want to go to Google, and you'll want to create a new account for yourself, give it a name, email address. Let's see, WoW Farmer, farming in WoW 1. And then you can name it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or however you want to do it is a way that that's easy for you to remember. And you'll just want to create passwords for you. I don't know. I guess I should type something that actually makes sense and I can remember, right? Okay. So you'll want to write this down. So you'll want to, use a notes application on your phone, or wherever you're doing this, wherever you would like to store them, so that this information is not lost, because you're going to need it quite often. So you'll want to create the account. Sometimes it lets you skip, and sometimes you have to do something in, write something in. All right. You don't have to put a phone number. You can to secure it, and that's fine. All right. Okay, so now, I showed you how to set up a Google account. So for your Android users, you could use your Google accounts as your Google Play Store accounts, and you could just sign into those within your Google Play Store and create those on your device. And then whenever you bind, you'll be able to select from one of them. The other thing that you can do, and I believe also whenever you bind it, it actually asks you for the account, and you can actually put in credentials that way as well without having set up your Google Play account in advance. For both Android and iOS, though, you could do Facebook as well. So you could set up, with each of those email addresses that you created on Google, you could set up a separate Facebook account. And that works really well, especially for iOS. On iOS, you can also pick to bind your Game Center once and your Apple ID also once. So it'll give you 2 characters on each one of those. So keep that in mind. You're adding 8 or 9 characters. So however you have to do the math to actually get there, you can do it. And I'm not going to walk you through how to create, on how to create a Facebook account. I think it's pretty common knowledge. But you just go to Facebook. If you're already signed in, sign out, and click create new account and set it up. All right, so now on your main account, what you want to do is you want to click your profile image in the top left corner and select account. Within account, what you're looking for here is you want to make sure that you have at least one thing bound. I'm in an Android right now device, so I see the Google Play Center and I see Facebook. one of these should say undo bind. That means it's bound. You want to make sure that you bind before you continue, or you will lose your main account. You don't want that to happen. So you're not going to click switch account. So once you've bound, click new game. Click new game. Confirm to create a new account. Select the same realm that you were on, and now you will have a new farm account. And so you're going to play through the tutorial. So one of the first things that you're going to want to do whenever you finally get through that tutorial, and this might be the most controversial, is you need to get the value card, which is $6.99 for 30 days. You need it at least for the first 30 days on each of your farms. And you may say, well, I have a farm, so I don't have to spend money. Well, what this is going to actually give you is the ability to level up your farm high enough to where you can actually get the most out of it. And it's going to give you the gems that you'll need so that during the kill event, you're actually able to shield. It's going to help you with shields in the long run. So I highly recommend that you get the value card on each of your farms. All right, so as you are building your buildings, your barracks only needs to go to level 5, and you want to get to level 5 so that you can build your tier 2 dragon rider, your cavalry. And these will be the only troops that you actually recruit. But you want to recruit a lot of them. You're going to need about 65,000 or so by the time that you hit level 12 to 15 to get the most out of your farm. So in the very beginning, you will be bubbled for 3 full days. During that time, using the monthly card and just the resources that you get within your castle, you should be able to get to level 10. When you actually finish building castle level 10, the bubble will come off. You want to get most of your training grounds and your medic tent and your hospital to level 10 for sure. You want to get most of your buildings to level 10, including your embassy. The embassy is important because that's what people will use when they reinforce you. The higher your embassy, the more troops can reinforce you. So the better chance it'll be for when someone's attacking your farm alliance, you can send your main over and defend that way. All right, next let's talk about the college. So here, obviously, you're going to want to focus on resources. You want to raise up all of your resource gathering type skills for sure. The next thing you'll want to do is you'll want to be able to get your next march. And, along the way, you'll be able to create, to actually send out more troops with your marches, which is really good. And that is really it. I mean, you could focus a little bit in development as far as your research speed up and your building speed up, but you're really not going to go very high where that actually becomes super important. So the next thing that you'll want to focus on is your Lord skills, and you'll get them as you go, as you play the game. You'll get Lord XP. Here, obviously, you're going to want to focus more on the development side, which is building speed, load boost, really big. The higher the load boost, the more resources you can actually gather. You'll want to get the harvest skill so that you can just pull in all of your, I think it's 6 hours worth of output from all of your resource buildings within your city all at once. You want to do that once a day. And you want to go as high as you possibly can with your other development skills here. And obviously here, it depends on what this farm actually is. So if this is my food farm, I'm going to stick here to the left and I'm going to focus on the food gathering skill as high as I can. If it's the wood farm, I'm going to focus on the wood. And then further along, you'll get to the stone and you'll get to the iron. And so, what this farm is about is kind of tells you what you'll need to focus on as far as your research. Alrighty, so in your blacksmith, you're going to want to focus on 3 things. You're going to want to focus on the belt, and the belt has a load boost. You want to get that belt. And accessory, you'll want to get the bandit ring, which has a load boost as well, help you carry more resources. And on your boots, you will want to get the ankle boots, which have a gather speed boost. You'll want to do this as you go up level to level. You'll want to get the corresponding piece of equipment that actually works for you. Obviously, you're going to want to keep your workshop going. Another good thing about that 30-day card that you'll get is it will speed up the workshop, so you'll get more materials so that you can actually make something with better stats. So you could at least get the green or the blue possibly. So you want to go as, get as much as you can without having to spend any money at all on it. So, and as you play the game, you'll get more materials. You'll be able to build higher quality equipment. Later on, you may be able to get purple or even orange as a farm, later on in the game, and increase those stats for your farming. So another tip here is never make golems. Don't make golems because you'll eventually lose some troops when you're actually clearing your farm. So the whole idea of having a farm, and maybe I should have started with this, your farm is to gather resources. And when it gathers enough resources, your main will clear it, or your depot will clear it off, and then you'll clear off the depot, once a day, once a week, once every 2 weeks, whatever, whenever you have enough resources there where it's actually meaningful to you. And you'll send away your troops from the farm. You'll send them out to the other side of the map, so they take forever to get there and forever to get back while you clear it out. You don't want to have golems because your golems are still going to be there. You don't really need a beast. I wouldn't build a beast at all. Just let it go as it is without the beast. Another thing is, when you're actually farming, I suggest you actually farm tiles and not the elite farms. The elite farms, yeah, you'll think, you have 12 hours depending on your troop capacity, your march size. But that's not always the case. You send it out and then someone else sends to that mine too. Now it's been cut in half. Another person sends. Now you're down to a third of that time, and your timing will be off. It's a lot easier to send to a regular farming tile. Regular farming tiles are rarely ever hit. It's always frowned upon in every realm that I've ever been in. So you could, it helps you time it, so you'll know exactly when you're going to finish with the tile, and so you'll know when you have to come back and actually send that march back out to get more resources. So it's a lot easier that way. The other thing, so ideally you'll want to set up something like this. You'll want your 2 food farms, then your 2 wood farms, and then your 2 stone farms and your 2 iron farms. And you'll want to name them appropriately so that while not giving it away to everybody else. You don't want to call it Iron Farm 1 or something like that. Then you'll want to have a spot in the middle. This could be for your depot account, which is the account that you'll raise a little bit higher than the other ones, or it can be a spot that you just keep plugged with an empty farm that can then pop away, or it can be your normal spot where you'll keep your main, and that might be the best way. And you'll want to do that so that it's really easy to pull from your farms. Having your farms near your main is also really good because that will make it a lot easier to defend them. So if you see someone attacking one of your farms, you leave your main alliance, you join your open farm alliance. That's really important that your farm alliance is an open alliance so that you can pop in there, you can reinforce your farm against someone else attacking them. Okay, so having this kind of a grid set up perfectly will be the most efficient way for you to actually farm them. All right, so that's what I've got for this farming guide. If you have other tips and tricks that you've learned along the way as far as being able to farm, please leave your tips and tricks in the comments, and I would really appreciate it. I'd like to thank DJ's daddy from Realm 1402 for providing a lot of the information that's in here. I look forward to talking to you again. Take care.